so good. I have not been able to put this book down. I DNF'd the book. Hear me out. Just hear me out. Hello, my wonderful friends. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Sarzana. In this vlog, we are going to be reading indie books, and only indie books, for an entire week. And I am so excited for this vlog because experiencing new authors is so much fun, and also supporting indie authors. I have wanted to do this for such a long time, and I'm just so excited. I have so many books on my agenda, and I am also researching indie authors and seeing what indie author books that I want to read. So currently I am reading House of Bane and Blood. I don't have the copy with me, so I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. But House of Bane and Blood is something that I'm currently reading right now, and it is by Alexis Menard. And think of it like fantasy, like urban fantasy, but make it mafia. And we have enemies to lovers, we have marriage of convenience, we have found family, and it is just so good. I have not been able to put this book down, and it is just so much fun. I am loving the romance, and like the tension is definitely there, and it is so much fun. I can't wait to read the next book in this series. I think that I'm going to read it in this vlog, but for right now I kind of want to do this vlog in a way where I pick up a book and I talk about it. I don't want to set myself up where I have X amount of books that I have currently decided on, because my mood might change, and I don't want to commit to something like that where I might set myself up for failure or for like a book slump. So I'm just going to take it by ear, take it by how I feel, and we're kind of gonna flow this video that way. So this is going to be organized but not organized and we're just gonna do it by mood, okay, and vibes. So I'm really enjoying this book so far. I'm not going to make this intro super long. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. So yeah, so I'm reading House of Bane and Blood, and I'm loving it so far, and I am like 60% of the way through. I probably should have started this vlog when I started this book. However, I wasn't even really thinking about it, but now that I am loving this book so much, I decided to do a vlog where I read indie books or books by indie authors, and I do it for a week. I do have a TBR full of books that I was supposed to read that I did commit to in a way, but you know, like the mood strikes, and none of these books, they're fantastic, but I just don't feel like reading them right now. So they're going to be put on hold maybe until next month, because we have like a week until the end of this month. So it is what it is. I am gonna go. I am going to clean the house, and I'm going to listen to House of Bane and Blood using Alexa, because I'm obsessed and I need to know what is going on in this story while I clean, because I don't have a moment to like sit down and like read just yet. I need to clean. So I will catch you guys in a little bit after I'm done cleaning and I'm like a little bit more settled. Maybe we can get some fun B-rolls in here, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this book. Alright guys, I will catch you guys in a little bit. Bye! Hi! So I finished House of Bane and Blood while I was cleaning, and it was so good. It was so good. I love the magic system. The magic system is just so unique. So House of Bane and Blood, basically the magic system is where from like a saint, I guess like that's like a god or some sort of figure, and from the saint there was different remnants created. So the remnants are basically like different types of power, and one person can have like wind, and another magical power is like being a vampire and sucking on blood, and there's another one that's like chaos, and chaos is what it sounds like, it's chaos. And with that power, I think they can like kill people, like we're not clear on this yet. We didn't get too much information in House of Bone and Blood, but I'm going to read the second book, and I'm really hoping the second book gives us a little bit more answers. Let me look up what the second book is. Okay, so the second book is City of Mirth and Malice, and I am so excited. It's so unique, and think of it like I'm gonna give you guys like some tropes so you understand, because I suck at explaining books. So think of it like in like the 1900s, where there's guns, railroads, and there's carriages and magical systems. And think of it also like Romeo and Juliet, where the families don't get along, but there's two individuals that like fall in love with each other. There is a marriage of convenience. There is Where's My Wife? And so good. It's so good, and it's so fun. And like when I was reading it, I was literally like, okay, I need to know what happens. I need to know what happens next. And it's about like 300, 400 pages. And like I wanted more. Like I wish it was longer, because I have so many questions. I need answers. And Nikolai is our MMC and Camilla is our FMC. The tension between the two is like no other. The attraction, the spice, like we got no spice throughout the entire book, and towards the end we got spice, and it was good, and I wanted more of it. Hi, Bubby. Hi. Hi, I'm recording. You gotta sit down. Go sit down. So it was so good. I loved tension between the two. I loved their banter. I loved how Nico was so protective over Camilla, and the way Nico's family took in Camilla, just everything was so sweet, so wholesome, and I just can't wait to dive back into it. I don't want to go on a tangent here or anything. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And if you guys are looking for a fantasy that is, I wouldn't say it's complex, but it's definitely not like the easiest thing to like wrap your mind around. But because I read like high fantasy, to me it's kind of like, okay, that's easy for me to kind of understand. But there are some parts about the magic system that I'm still learning, and I am really hoping that these questions are answered in the second book. I will be very disappointed if my questions aren't answered, because by the end of a series, you're kind of like, I need all the answers for it to kind of feel complete and wholesome. That's my mindset right now. So I think that's the next book I'm going to be reading in this vlog, and I'm really excited. So I will start reading that sometime tonight, and I will give you guys an update maybe tomorrow, and we'll catch up then. If you guys hear Lucifer licking away and like yawning and stuff, I'm sorry. He's like literally right next to me. I'll show you guys. He's my best friend. Hello, Bobby. Yes, you're so handsome. You're a good boy. You're a good boy, yes. I love when I scratch him and he just like lifts up his neck like this. Alright guys, I'm gonna play with Lucifer for a little bit and get ready for bed and stuff. I want to go to bed early tonight and just cuddle up in bed with some tea and read my book, and yeah, it's gonna be a good night. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Hi friends, we're gonna do a quick check-in here. I am still reading City of Mirth and Malice by Alexis Bernard, and let me just tell you how everything picks up right where House of Bone and Blood ended. And City of Mirth and Malice, it is angsty. There's so much angst, and there's some scenes where you're just kind of like really feeling bad for one of the characters that are just going through it, and you're rooting for the couple. So much happening, and there's a lot of planning and stuff that's happening. I've been like depressed for like the past 14 chapters because I'm on chapter 15 right now, and like I've been depressed because I just want things to get better. And things just haven't gotten better, but in chapter 14 things are looking up. Things look like they're getting better. And let me just give you a little bit of a snippet. So basically we found out in the last book, House of Bane and Blood, how the government, let's just say, or there are specific scientists that are looking for specific people with a specific power. And this power is very different from what they're used to. It is very rare, and they're kind of after trying to figure out how it works. These scientists are sort of like the kind of scientists that will take people and like experiment on them and try to dissect it and take it for themselves, so they could either make it a weapon or make it useful for people that don't have powers, basically. And I don't know if I told you guys in the last clip. I probably didn't, because I didn't give you guys much, because I just don't want to spoil you. But I don't think this is spoilery. But the people that do have powers, they're called descendants. And the people that don't have powers are called the natives. They sort of have a war going on between the two. And the natives don't want anything to do with the remnants or the descendants because they feel threatened by them. They don't want the remnants or the descendants to have an upper hand on them. So they have like alchemists and like people that are scientists who learn to fight people that have powers. This is why they're kind of in a war together, because they don't know how to get along together. Like the people with power, they're like, we're not a threat to you, we're not going to hurt you. But then the people that don't have powers, they're kind of like, how do we know that? And this has been going on for a very long time. This is where our Romeo and Juliet kind of comes in, because one of them have powers and the other doesn't. And things have drastically changed throughout House of Bane and Blood towards the end. And going into City of Mirth and Malice, like shit has just like hit the fan. So like for the past 14 chapters, I've just kind of been like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? I have to keep reading. I have to keep reading. And it's just gotten better and better. And right now I'm really hoping that things just keep looking up. Things are starting to get better, and we still have like 70% more of the book. So I'm kind of just sitting here like, what else is gonna happen? Like, I'm really nervous. Things were bad, now they're good. So what's gonna happen throughout the rest of this book? I'm just super nervous. So I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm really loving it so far. I really love this series, and I'm really enjoying Alexis Minard's writing. I'm really impressed with what she's done and the magic system that she's created, because I feel like it is so different from what I've read before, and I just can't wait to see what else is in store. I'm gonna get back to reading, and I will catch you guys in a little bit, but I just wanted to tell you guys how much I'm enjoying this. I hope I make a pretty good dent in the rest of this book and maybe finish it off tomorrow. I love discovering new authors, and I really hope that I can pack in a few good authors in this vlog, because I just think it's so interesting to read new authors and just discover new books, because there's just so many. And like when we go to the bookstore, we pick up a book that we've heard about on TikTok or BookTube or whatever, or on Instagram or whatever, and they're like well-known authors that are already, you know, famous or well-known. And I think it's important for us to discover new authors, new indie authors, because a lot of people are looking to become authors and make a name for themselves, and I just think that more of us should be giving them a chance. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to achieve with this video, is that we come across books and different authors that we haven't discovered yet and just give them a chance. And I'm so glad I gave Alexis Minard a chance, because I am having such a good time. All right guys, I'm gonna get back to reading. I'm done gushing about this book for now, but I will be back and I will be giving you guys an update. I don't know if I'll be able to give you an update later today or maybe just tomorrow, because I'm really just like trying to chill. But yeah, I'll give you an update as soon as I can. Bye. So this is like 2 seconds after I ended that update, and I just thought that I wanted to tell you guys this one line that I read that just like gave me goosebumps, okay? Are you ready? Okay, hold on. Nico is saying this to Mila, okay? So he says, "There isn't a hell in the void that could keep me from you, Mila. I'd suffer for a lifetime to have another moment on your lips." They're so cute. I love this couple. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. That's all I wanted to say. Hi guys. So I have an update for City of Mirth and Malice for the Order and Chaos series. I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy the first one a lot more than I enjoyed the second one, I would say. I feel like there were some things that were overly complicated or just kind of didn't really add up in the second book. I had to like go back and read certain scenes and I'm like, how did you get from here to here? Like the story flow wasn't as smooth as I had wanted it to be, I guess, and it was a little choppy. Like for example, they're talking on like a sidewalk, for example, and then all of a sudden they're like making out and like groping each other and they're in front of their house. And I'm guessing it goes from like they're like walking and they're getting to the house, but it goes really quickly and it's like here they're doing this, now they're here and they're doing this. And I didn't like that, and it was like that for a lot of other things throughout the storyline, and that just confused me and took me out of the story a little bit and kind of annoyed me, so I didn't like that part. However, I did like the progression in the plot. I liked how our characters evolved throughout the story. From the first book to the second book, Camilla has grown so much, and she still has like her chaotic tendencies, like jumping into doing certain things without thinking about it, or even like looking around before she jumps in front of certain things. She doesn't think certain things through, and I just thought that that was really annoying, but it also is her character, so I was also kind of like, okay, like I see why you are who you are, you know. And Nikolai is my absolute favorite character throughout this entire book. I favored him over Camilla a lot more. Nikolai is brilliant. He has a way of thinking 2 steps ahead of his enemies. The way he managed his business and the way he was with Camilla. I really liked Nikolai and Camilla's relationship. I feel like there was a lot of fire and a lot of passion, and I liked their friendship, their union. I liked the found family aspect of it, and I liked seeing the 2 rival families. I liked how everyone kind of came together for Camilla and Nikolai, and how everyone was respectful, and it really gives like Romeo and Juliet. I really felt like this story was very similar to Romeo and Juliet, but make it like mafia-ish, because there's these guns flying around everywhere, but then we also get a little bit of a historical aspect because they don't have like actual cars, they're like using horses and trains. And I just think that the timeline of the story is very nice, and I really enjoyed how everything kind of played out throughout the story. And like I said, I feel like there's a lot that we didn't get answered, and I really feel like there's going to be a 3rd book. I really need to research it, but I really enjoyed it so far. I had a good time. I'm not sure what I'm gonna rate it yet. I'm still thinking about it. I feel like it's going to be like a 4-star because there were certain things about it that I just didn't enjoy that I mentioned here. However, overall, I did really enjoy it. I don't know if I would reread it, but I really did enjoy it. It was probably like a solid 4 stars. And if we do get another book, I can't wait to see how Nikolai and Camilla manage everything, because they're like a tough couple. They're just boss. I had a good time. A lot of you have recommended that I should read The Disappearance of Mr. Darcy by Kelly Miller, and Kelly Miller also responded to a thread that I wrote on Threads, and I really wanted to read her book because it looks like a historical romance and maybe a little bit of a mystery. I'm like all about historical romance right now because I just watched Bridgerton season 3, and the way we were left off, if you watched it, then maybe you're feeling similar to me, because you guys, why would they do that to us? Why would they do that to us? I am so upset. I cannot wait for the rest of this season to come out, because it was really mean for Netflix to just release 4 episodes for that season and not the rest, and end it the way they did. Not fair. Not cool. That was not cool. So I need my fill of historical romance right now. So I am going to be reading The Disappearance of Mr. Darcy by Kelly Miller because I really need some historical romance right now. I just need it. And yeah, so I think that's the next book that I'm going to read. It's only like 200 pages, so I kind of feel like I'm going to be able to finish that today because while I'm working and stuff, I'm just going to be able to listen to it because I'm just going to be coding. And I think I'm going to be able to listen to it when I go get my nails done too, because your girl needs her nails done. They don't look bad, but like I have like gemstones and stuff on this nail and it like came off, and yeah, it's really pissing me off. Our entire family, we're going to be going to Hershey tomorrow, and it's like a work trip too, so I'm going to see a lot of my coworkers and stuff, and I just like having my nails look nice. So yeah, I'm gonna do that later today, so I'm gonna be able to like listen to it on Alexa. Not the best, but I'll also have my Kindle while I get my toes done or whatever. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to reading this book, and I'm going to check out what other books I was recommended on Threads and see what else I should pick up next. I don't know what I'm going to feel like after I read this book, so let me just read this book and I will catch back with you guys later. I don't know if I'll get back to you guys later today or if I'll be able to update you maybe sometime tomorrow. We shall see, because I have a lot of stuff to do today, so I don't know if I'll be able to update you guys or not, but I will try my best, I promise. I'm thinking about ending this vlog maybe either Sunday or Monday. Today is Friday, so I don't know how many books I can get done by then, but we shall see. Alright guys, I will talk to you when I have an update for you. Bye! Hello my wonderful friends. So I have quite a few updates for you guys for this week of reading indie books. I think the last time I updated you guys, I was reading The Mysterious Disappearance of Mr. Darcy by Kelly Miller, and I had a pretty good time with that book. I read it on my Kindle. It was not giving me Bridgerton vibes in any shape or form. There was absolutely no spice to it. There was romance, there was a mystery, and it was set in the same kind of timeline, I guess, as the Bridgerton, and it had all the vibes. The way they were speaking, the author's writing was really good. I really liked the author's writing, but I just feel like it was a little lackluster for me. I had the same issue that I did with City of Mirth and Malice. It just felt like it was like going from A to B, and I didn't get enough in between, I guess. And it was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't, maybe for me, I just couldn't connect to it the way I wanted to. However, I feel like the ending, the way everything was wrapped up, was well done, and a lot of things made sense. And when they described what had happened towards the end and sort of like the storyline kind of started to make sense, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, okay. And like while they were going through explaining the mystery to us, or when we were going through the mystery aspect of it, how Mr. Darcy had disappeared, like why he disappeared, what happened, and kind of going through the events with his wife, I connected to her a little bit more. But that wasn't enough for me to give it like a 5-star, because I got bored throughout some of it, and that's okay, like it just wasn't for me to connect with. I do mostly read like thrillers, and I do mostly read high fantasy, some romances here and there, so I am not the best person to kind of like say this was a masterpiece or not, I guess. But for me, I just feel like it was just missing something, so I gave it a 3 stars. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't the best thing I've ever read for myself. But if you guys are into reading historical romances and like mysteries, I think this is something that you might enjoy picking up, especially if you're trying to support indie authors. You can give it a try. It, like I said, it is on KU. I love that about KU. Just to kind of go off topic a little bit, like if we're not familiar with an author and we want to try them out for the first time ever, we can try them out on KU, and if we decide that we love their book, then we can like pick up the physical copies. So I really love that about KU, and it really helped me out throughout this vlog for sure, because all of the books I read were on KU. After reading The Mysterious Disappearance of Mr. Darcy, I did pick up another book. I picked up Murder So Sinful by Eileen Curley Hammond, and I DNF'd the book. Hear me out. Just hear me out. It was a mystery book, right? It was a mystery thriller kind of book. And it was about a single mom. There was sort of like a love triangle, and that's kind of it. Like, the mystery aspect of that book, it just didn't hit for me in any way. I did not enjoy myself at all. And you know, like when you're not really interested in something and you like read it, but you're like, your mind is thinking about something else, so you don't engage whatever you're reading on the page at that moment. And then you get to the bottom of the page, or you turn to the next page and you're like, wait, what just happened? That was me. Like I was like reading on autopilot, and I just couldn't engage with what I was reading. I could not. I had a really hard time staying interested and trying to continue to read. And I got to chapter 10, and at that point I was like, you know what? Why am I forcing myself to try to read this book? I really, really, really wanted to support the author, and like there's nothing wrong with the writing, don't get me wrong. It's just like the storyline, the plot line, for me, it just wasn't. So I DNF'd it at chapter 10. However, it has really good ratings on Goodreads. If you guys want to read the synopsis, go ahead and do so. Again, the book is Murder So Sinful, and the author's name is Eileen Curley Hammond. And I'll put a picture up so you guys can see what I'm talking about, each of the books. But I just did not enjoy myself, and that was yesterday, and today I haven't read a single thing. I've been kind of running around all day, so I think I am done reading indie books by indie authors for this week. I am going to end the vlog here, but I want to do like a quick wrap up before I do so. So I read 4 books this week to support our lovely indie authors. I supported Alexis Menard, and I read her books 1 and 2 in order and chaos. The first book is House of Bane and Blood, and the second book is City of Mirth and Malice. The first book I rated 5 stars, and the second book I rated 4 stars. That entire series is enemies to lovers. It is 2 rival families that has 2 characters that end up falling in love, and it ends up making those 2 families connect, and there is chaos throughout the entire series, and there is such a cool magic system. Everyone has different kinds of magic. Some people can manipulate earth, some people can manipulate wind, some people have magical powers like superhuman strength, sort of like vampires from drinking blood. I just think the mystery aspect of it, the plot line, the magic system, the characters, the romance, the spice, everything about the entire series was phenomenal. I am really glad I picked it up. It was such a fun series to read, and I can't wait to read more books by Alexis Menard. I know that this isn't her debut, so I want to check out her backlog and just see what else she wrote, because I really enjoyed her writing, and I really enjoyed the banter and everything about this entire series. And I really hope we get a 3rd book in this series, because I enjoyed it so much, and it just felt like I was left on a cliffhanger. Even though it was kind of wrapped up nicely, it just made me feel like there's going to be more. So I really hope I'm right. I really hope we get more of Nico and Camilla, because they were one of my favorite book couples now. Their romance was beautiful. And the next book that I read was The Mysterious Disappearance of Mr. Darcy by Kelly Miller. I gave it a 3 stars. It was a historical romance. We had a mystery. Mr. Darcy goes missing, and his wife is left to kind of deal with all of the household things that women back in those days were not supposed to really handle. So she was a more intelligent female who had no problems kind of keeping her emotions in check and doing what needed to get done. I really enjoyed that about her. The storyline and everything was set sort of in like a Bridgerton timeline, and I really wanted to kind of read something that gave me a historical romance vibe, and this definitely did. The mystery aspect of it was not perfect and it wasn't for me. However, it was enough to kind of keep me intrigued, and I did give it a 3 stars, but the rest of it, it just wasn't for me. The author did an amazing job with her writing. I really enjoyed it, and I might pick up something else that she wrote. Maybe it's just this book that just didn't hit for me the way I wanted it to, but I did enjoy it overall. So if you're looking for some kind of a historical romance, I would definitely check this out. But remember, it is like totally Fade to Black. There's absolutely no spice. And then the last book I read for this vlog, Murder So Sinful by Eileen Curley Hemmond, and I DNF'd it after chapter 10, sadly. I did not enjoy it. I was pretty bored throughout the entire book, and I'm so sorry to say it just wasn't for me. And if you enjoy a love triangle, single parent trope, if you enjoy a mystery, then go ahead and check this book out. But it just wasn't for me, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I feel really bad that I didn't enjoy this book. I really wanted to enjoy it, and I really wanted to support this author. There's nothing wrong with the writing. It's just the storyline just wasn't for me. I had a really fun time trying to figure out what indie authors I wanted to pick up books for. After reading the Order and Chaos series, I wanted to find books by indie authors that did not have too many reviews on Goodreads, because I want to support them and I want to broaden my scope and support authors that are not well known and talked about on a daily basis. And I am really sad that it wasn't more successful, but at least I did it. At least I read books by authors that I have never picked up before, and I appreciate everyone who did recommend me books by indie authors. I will definitely continue hunting for indie authors throughout the rest of this year to see who I can pick up books from, who is not well known. If you guys have any recommendations on which indie author I should read, please recommend it to me in the comments below or message me on Instagram. I am really interested in broadening my scope and supporting indie authors. I would really, really, really love to support more if I possibly can. And that concludes our video for today. I really had a good time this week, and if you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I love you guys so, so much. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. That way you will not miss any videos from me in the future. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Wow.